You've got mail.
Yes!
Yes. I'm gonna open this box so hard. Hello guys, and welcome back to a very special episode of Everyday EDC. My name is Tyler. Got the dogs running around, the kid running around, the nephew doing some homework. And at the end of this video, I'm gonna be announcing the Patreon winners. I know I should do a separate video. I'm not. I'm just gonna chop this one up at the end, slap it on the end of there. The Patreon winners, they're all winning not they're all winning, but two people of the Patreons are going to be winning a Concept Prickle. One that was won from Metal Complex's Patreon, and then one that I got in for the channel. But before then, I have a pretty damn big unboxing. This came in a trade. I traded, and I haven't given the knives up because he understands. This is my buddy Ryan. He's the one that also lent in the Zero Tolerance knives in for review. He liked something that I had, and it's just not my cup of tea. So once I get done with the review, he's going to get that, and he's going to be getting my ZT0560 Ti. Now, what, you ask, may be worth those? Well, you're about to see. I didn't even tell you what the other one was. The Microtech Halo. The Halo and the ZT0562 Ti for these two knives. Let's see what we got here. And we got tons of packing. Ryan, bro, you didn't have to use 4 boxes to make one. Jesus. Dull my knives getting into this thing. What the hell's going on here, dude? I mean, you did, I understand it. This is kind of a this is kind of one of those high value boxes, so, or not boxes, but contents. We'll do this one second. We'll do this one first. So first and foremost, clearly we have a Reate knives, which is nice because this is my second Reate in hand, short of, I believe the Berg Blades Iron Wolf was made by Reate, but this is the second one that I'm going to get in hand, and this was part of the trade. So without further ado, this, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty cool looking. This is the Berg Blades, Reate Blades Epoch. So we have this Timascus inlay right here. Is it an inlay or an overlay? It kind of looks like an overlay. Titanium frame lock, titanium backspacer. Cool little lanyard loop that's totally unobtrusive. I love that. It's this blue, like this dark, like flat blue ano. This cool little pocket clip here that has the ball instead of the actual ramp going in and out. Clearly is a flipper. With a little bit of jimping, light jimping though. That's kind of cool. That feels nice. Some recessed pocket screws. Or I'm sorry, recessed screws. Jampering all around the edges, just trying to get you guys a full look on this. I like to try and take my time on the first flip because I want to appreciate everything that the knife is. And I was really excited about this one. This is one that I may or may not keep. After seeing it, I was like, wow, that's really nice. And he was sad to let it go, but I think we both came to a good agreement that we're both happy with the trade. So, all right, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to this with the mirrored edge. What? Where did that come from, dude? Oh, smokes. This came with a freaking mirrored edge. Look at that. Like, very nicely mirrored. You could tell it was used, but it still has mirrored. Like, by used, I mean, like, you could tell somebody put the mirror edge on it and then it cut a couple things. Yeah. But, like, somebody took some time with that freaking edge, man. That looks slick, especially on a knife like this that looks slick already. I'm gonna make fun of you, dude, because all the knives you send to me now have freaking back and forth. You son of a bitch. I gotta message you before I post this. And we're back. Alright, sorry for the chopped up video. As you can see, I now have a band-aid on my finger because that is part of the reason why we don't like free spinning pivots. It's a pain in the ass, and I'm checking for like the blade play and stuff back and forth, and I ended up like just gashing myself on the tip here, which is nice and sharp, by the way. So this has, I'm gonna call them, they're basically sub-external stops. As you can see here, they're basically external stops, but they're not riding on like a, I would call internal stops as something that's riding more on a track built into the blade. This is something that's on the blade, similar to external stops, but the external stops are actually inside. So I don't know if that makes sense, but you guys can see right here, that is the stop pins. No, I wouldn't call them stop pins, the external stops. They're just recessed. So technically they might be internal stops, but they're not internal of the blade. They're just internal of the scales. So the action on this, I'm gonna have to, it does have a slight tint of grittiness to it, and that grittiness isn't from, you can tell that that grittiness has nothing to do with the anything on the blade. It just needs, you know, I could probably take some canned air if I didn't use it all and blow that out realistically, right? That probably would work just fine. But other than that, the action, you could tell, is going to be awesome. And it already is really good. The ergonomics are great. I gotta find out who made this blade, because I like it a lot. This thing is really cool, and it's one of those that's so traditional in shape and even ergonomics, like it feels really good, absolutely no hot spots whatsoever. A 204p blade, if I'm not mistaken. This is 360 of 400 made. This is something that I'm gonna really enjoy carrying, guys. This is the perfect size. So for example, I've been carrying the Berg Blades Iron Wolf. Now I really love the Berg Blades Iron Wolf. I mean, check this shit out. Just ridiculous, right? But the Berg Blades Iron Wolf is very large. It's even super wide. When I get to my review, we'll get to that. It's just a very large knife, and it almost feels too large in hand, like it's really blocky. Somebody with like some meat cleavers of hands, they're gonna really like something like this. But while I love that, but it still has, I'm bringing it back out real quick, it still has this traditional blade shape in essence. It's pretty traditional looking, it's just massive, right? This Epoch is traditional and like a traditional size. Yeah, I really enjoy this. And you can tell that the edge, like I said, is fantastic. So, look at that. Didn't even mean to cut. Maybe not. Oh yeah, it's fine. It's just, probably have a burr on there right now. Actually, that piece of paper is soaked. Yeah, let's get out Amazon gift card package. Yeah, I'll be able to strap this back up real quick. Yeah, with that mirrored edge too. Yeah, it's probably, you know what it probably was? They probably didn't want to strap it after putting that mirror edge on there. Unless it came like that. I'm not sure if this came. Did Brian answer? Did you buy this or did you get this from somebody? A couple tiny little chips right there. Because if you bought this, did this come with that mirrored edge? That's what I'm curious about. I don't know. We'll look into it. But yeah, I really enjoy this. This thing is super cool. And my first piece of Timascus that I own. So, very cool. All right, what's next on the list? This is the other biggin. This is an Olamic cutlery design. And yeah, oh, look at this little guy. Oh my goodness. So once again, we have that ball there instead of the ramp, which these are my two only ones with balls. Oh my gosh, look at this backspacer. This thing is freaking cool. Yeah, that is cool. I mentioned my only piece of Timascus. Well, boom, there you go. Here's another one, a Timascus insert right here. Call it an inlay. We got some rose gold kind of all around. Like, that's the look and the color of this right now. It's rose gold. You almost got rose gold hardware. I'm calling it rose gold, but it has that like almost like a light purple color to it. Oh yeah, that looks cool. This thing's stupid light. So it is a front flipper. Look at this little guy. Holy crap. You know, I'm going to be honest. I kind of like this more than I thought I was going to. Not enough to call it a forever knife. That's not what I'm saying. But, I mean, this thing is surprising. M390 blade. Again, Olamic Cutlery Busker. It's a busker if I didn't say that already. The choke-up position is great. Without the choke-up position, you're really only getting 3 fingers on it. But when you're choked up, it feels really good. But there's nothing really protecting you from the rest of the blade right there. This thing is freaking cool. So I don't know. I don't remember what these run. I think this model's like $550 or like $500. Somebody correct me. Actually, somebody who's watching this, correct me if you guys know exactly how much this is, because I looked it up before for the trade, and they range all over the place, right? And the deal is I need to know how much it's worth. So once I review it, I'm going to try to get something that I've kind of had my eyes on in the same price bracket that I don't want to purchase, but I have something that might be trade worthy. But the action is really, really good. It just sounds so nice. I mean, this is one of those actions that somebody may like, shut up. This reminds me of the Koenig action a little bit, of the Arius, of the Mini Goblin, because really, I mean, you don't feel it, and it's not quite drop shut. So it you know, Koenig's got it there to an extent, but I mean, just the sound and the smoothness. Yeah. I mean, it's just super cool. And I'm sure if I were to clean it up and everything, I can get this thing to drop shut. That's what it feels like. I mean, you guys can see right there. Yeah, this thing feels freaking cool. Let's grab that same sheet of paper and see if I just need to strap up that Epoch or this paper sucks. Oh yeah, I just need to strap up that Epoch, get it a little bit better of an edge. I just got shitty paper. This paper's freaking Kevlar. Look at that. This thing is super cool, guys. Oh my goodness. So, yeah. Now let me tell you some logic behind kind of what I've been hinting at. So the logic behind not wanting to keep this is that this is so pretty, right? And I don't mean that in like a feminine or anything way. I mean, there's just so much detail. It's so nice. And it's just polished, and it looks like a piece that you don't. That's what I mean. It looks like a piece that you don't want to use. Now, I'm not afraid to use, like I have my Hinderer now, and honestly, guys, even from the day that I had it, I wasn't scared to use it on anything. Now, if there's something that like is absolutely grimy or something like that, yeah, I'd pull out something else. But between shit, my Malice, guys, my wee Malice is one of those that I knew I knew it was a forever knife from the moment I got it in hand, right? I took that outside. I was building. We have ferrets. I built a ferret cage. I didn't have the freaking saw on me, so I just started hacking away with this Malice on this like piece of it was a thin piece of plywood. So I'm cutting it and I couldn't get it broken, you know. So I'm like, shit. So I started stabbing the knife through it. Totally ridiculous, you know. I had to shave off everything that I did, and it was totally inefficient. Just should have went to the garage. But the point being is I'm not scared to use those. Like a knife is to be used. And that's why I don't like knives that remind me of a knife that's not supposed to be used. Not that I don't like them. It's just I don't know that I want to keep them because I don't know that it's going to, you know. This one reminds me of a knife that I'll take and I am not afraid to use. I would go take this out right now and use the living crap out of it. And it's part of it's the working finish that it kind of has. It's not really a working finish, but tumbled finish here. You can tell the scales are tumbled. Everything's already knocked down. The only thing that's pretty on this is the Damascus, or I'm sorry, Damascus right there. But I don't care how much this cost. I am going to enjoy using it with very little to no reservations, right? This one isn't a hard-used knife, and even carrying it, I'm afraid I'm going to ding it or something like that. I mean, even just like hand freaking oils right now, like it's annoying me. Whereas this one, I could grab with dirty hands, and I'm just like, yeah, let's go. That's my logic behind like a knife that I don't want to use versus a knife that I want to use. Also making it into the realm of a knife that is a forever knife and one that's not, right? That's part of my criteria. Do I want to use that knife? Or am I going to be afraid to use it? And cost aside, I don't think that there's a knife that I could have in my possession, cost-wise, that's going to scare me to use it. If it scares me to use it, it's more about the aesthetic than it is the cost. And if that's the case, I don't know that I have a permanent home for it in my collection, which what I'm getting at is I think I'm going to like this one, and it's going to make it into my little glass box that I made. This one, I don't think is going to quite make it in there. I think I'm going to review it and try to pick up a knife that's going to be a forever knife. I'm not going to tell you what that is, but it might be some sort of CRK, just letting you know, whatever. But it's not the Sabenzo. Anyways, yeah, so this is the Reate Epoch. Very, very cool. I freaking love this. It already stabbed me. Hey, Sammy, bonded by blood within seconds of opening this. I was just tightening the pivot and my dumbass stabbed myself. This Olamic Cutlery Busker, very, very cool. Very snappy. Action's phenomenal. And I'm really glad to get this on the channel to kind of show you guys, because these aren't the most common, and there's not that many reviews on them. And so I think getting a review on this out there at least gives you guys some information on a knife that shit, I would have never had I not gone on this trading freaking frenzy just for the channel, right? So it's very logical that most people wouldn't get their hands on this. It requires kind of a different part of the hobby, or it requires somebody with a lot of money and just, you know, or third is the person that falls in love with this knife that will use it and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I'm going to cut the video real quick, and then I will be back with the Patreon names and the 2 giveaway knives. Once again, Ryan, A, thank you for sending in some knives for review, and B, thank you for sending the knives prior to me shipping the other knives. That's really cool, and you're going to get your stuff back soon. I'm going to be working on them reviews. All right, guys, and we're back. So I wrote down the names of everybody that is a Patreon right now. The total Patreon value a month is $63. So what that means is I'm giving 110% that price back to everybody every 2 months. This month's different because we got lucky break with the winning of another Patreon, which I will do from time to time. But so that puts our value at approximately $70 knife giveaway every 2 months. The more Patreons there are, the higher that value goes. Or you can just kind of, like I said, get lucky with this one. The first one was like a Off-Grid Knives Viper, and I think an Off-Grid Knives Rhino giveaway, or maybe there was a Civivi in there. It was 2, so that value was like $130. The next value I gave away I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what the last one was, but this one we're doing the Concept Prickle ×2, right? So first and foremost, and by the way, that value is like $140 too. So we always break that mold, but I will never undersell that mold is my point here. So special thanks to John K. I intentionally left off last names here, so I didn't want to put that out. But special thanks to John K., Dogtooth, Kaiba Corp HQ, Mickey, Chris. I think everybody knows Chris, but I'll leave your last name off just in case. Jason, Captain Steve, Sammy, and Eggs and Ham. Go check out Eggs and Ham's channel. I saw that Kaiba Corp has a channel. I don't know much about it, so I'll check him out. But go ahead and check these guys out. They're all supporters of the channel, so thank you guys so much. So right now I'm going to be using my new Reate Epoch. We're going to cut this into squares. I'm going to fast forward this. I'm going to put this in just a whatever grab, and we'll just go from there. All right, chopped it up again. Here's the 2 winner knives. The first knife giveaway will be the blue one. The second one will be the micarta. I think the blue one is like $5 cheaper. So we'll do the first, and then the bigger winner will be number 2. Here we go. Fast forward. Alright, just so you guys can see them, so there was no trickery done here. Here is all the names. I'm trying to do this fair, but do it manually, so I don't know how fair you can get manually. So what I'm going to do with each one, I know they're all different size paper. To get around that, I'm going to ball it up as small as freaking possible. There's Kaiba Corp. Okay, so all of them are going to get balled up, and I'm going to literally ball them up as small as possible. Fast forward, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to get them all put into a box. You guys can count them, and there will be no editing or chopping from this point in time. Okay. Alright guys, figured it was fitting to put it in a concept box. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, close the box. So now we can actually shake it up. This is actually a really good giveaway box. Alright, so here's the giveaway knives. Alright, so the first winner of the giveaway, you know what, let me close that up. What I should do is do this and then not look. I'm looking in the camera so that I just, there we go. So the first winner of the giveaway, blah, 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 da, da. Wow, I tightened these balls really nice, you know what I mean? Oh, that sounded weird. Jason! Alright, cool. So Jason won the blue concept prickle. And I want everybody to win. But Jason he was the one that sent in the Koenigs to the channel. So I'm kind of glad I can give something back to him too. So that's really cool. So Jason, congrats on the concept prickle. This was in MC's hands. Now it was in mine. Now it's going to be in yours. Ooh, and this thing's very, very new. So this one's for Jason. I'm going to leave that one off to the side here. Next. Alright, the next winner of this, Johnny, congrats, sir, on winning the micarta concept prickle. I like this one better. Sorry, Jay. There's no oh, look at this action. Just stupid. This thing's action's dumb. Yeah, I think, yeah, you can do that too. That one you can, it's not as broken in. This one's broken in really well. Although, I bought this brand new, so I know what it's been through, and it has not made that many cuts. So this thing's damn near as new as you can get, short of buying new. And then this one, I'm assuming it looks brand new. Jay, this is the one from Metal Complex. Yeah, you could tell he didn't run it through any ringers or nothing. It looks pretty freaking nice too. Alrighty, guys. That's the giveaway results, Jason M. and John K. So what we're going to do with this is I'm going to give you guys like, you guys are the Patrons. So the Patrons don't have a timeline. Just let me know. Jason, I can actually ship this out to you without you even letting me know because I already got your address. John, I do need your address. That's it. I know this was a weird unboxing for the rest of the channel, but I want everybody to kind of see what you can win in the Patreon and what we do and how I do it. I mean, it's transparent as hell. So, my name's Tyler. This has been Everyday EDC. You guys stay sharp, stay safe. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all the Patreons. Honestly. Have a great day, guys. Hey guys, listed as my Patreon, my Instagram, and a special shout out to all the Patrons. John, Sammy, Eggs and Ham, Jason M, Dogtooth, Kaiba, Mickey, Wolf, and Captain Steve. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Tyler. This is Everyday EDC. You guys stay sharp, stay safe, and have a great freaking day.